You know what I bet the 1% of the 1% would love is to have like a complete and total chart of like every single person on the planet. Like just imagine a graph chart with everybody's name on it and everybody's age and all that and they know exactly who's still alive, who died that day. They would have the recently deceased, males, females, you know, children, people under 18, children under 5, just have a graph of all these different population numbers of different people and have a complete and total directory archive of every single living person on the planet. And they wouldn't they just love that? It's like, what they're trying to do is they're trying to concentrate all of their focus on deceiving and manipulating the human race, all like basically all people. And it never really made any sense to me. Like, why would you want to just, if you had all the wealth and all the power in the world, some most people say, oh, as if you have all the financial power in the world already, then what else do? You want social power. They want social power over us. Well, that's just basically being able to deceive and manipulate and create cause and effect over your fellow human being, and just trying to basically control and deceive and control the entire human race. And it's like, well, where is that going to get you? Where is that going to lead you? Well, it's going to lead you to a population of really dumbed down, stupid individual people, and they'll none of them will like you. None of them will praise you. You force them to bow to you, and then you think they're gonna like you. No, all of them are gonna hate you. So it never made any sense to me why, if you had all the power, financial power in the world, why would you want to focus all of your attention on deception and manipulation of the entire human race when you could clearly use your financial power and resources to turn things around in the world and make people praise you, make people worship you, make people love you, make people want to fight for you, make people want to die for you. Now imagine that kind of a reaction from a population if you didn't focus on deception and manipulation, but if you focused on heroic things that people would never forget that you did for them. And then you have the entire human race all looking up to you as their leader, right? Because they appointed you and they were willing to fight and die for you. Now, wouldn't that be in my mind, that's the kind of population that I would want to create. It seems to make more sense to me, because that kind of civilization and that kind of kingdom would have almost limitless potential of the evolution of their species. The technology could be limitless, and their capabilities could become limitless. They could become explorers of the galaxy and begin to explore other galaxies, possibly. But as far as being able to control and deceive and manipulate the entire human race, there's one thing that you can never really force upon the people, is you can't force somebody to discover or invent or have the will or curiosity to want to figure out and discover new things about our universe and about what our reality is and what this is that we're trying to go about in existence here. Because those are the real questions. And if you had all the financial power in the world and all the resources at your fingertips, and yet you focus on and just trying to deceive and manipulate the entire human race to achieve ultimate power over the species. When you'll find, when as soon as you find yourself in that position, the ruler of the human species, which would you want to be? The one that everybody hates, that you forced to bow to you, that nobody wants to do anything for you, everybody wants you dead, everybody fucking. Or would you want a race of people to say, we got your back for the rest of our lives, and we will fight, die, and invent and try to build, basically not slave their lives away, but they're willing to give their lives for you. And they want to build things for you. Which kind of civilization or kingdom would be would be more powerful or have the best potential of surviving an existence in this cosmos that we find ourselves in? Because eventually the human race will be confronted with a obstacle that will force us to leave this planet. It may not be soon, but eventually that will happen if we don't kill ourselves first. But eventually we will have to have the willpower and the technology and the capability of being able to go out into space and exist there. There ain't no doubt about it. And as long as we keep bickering with each other about these mindless shenanigans, it's like we are never going to be able to get anywhere, and we might find ourselves out of time sooner than we think. We may have 100 years, we may have 1,000 years, but no matter what, there is a time limit. And if we don't get over our selfless bickering, then we're never going to get off this planet. And if we don't do that, then we might as well just kiss our existence goodbye, because we are on a speck of dust of a speck of dust of a speck of dust in a vast void, humongous volume that we cannot even fathom how large it could really even be, because we can't even see the edges of it. It's so enormous. And yet we find ourselves here bickering at each other over the stupidest, mindless, and just worthless debates and arguments that I've ever seen anything could be even humanly possible. But anyway, be a kingdom of slavery or a kingdom of worship. Which would you rather be?